poppin', people? Cobra Star Green back with you on the video today. Y'all first time finding my channel or anything like that, you guys definitely hit the subscribe button. Also, the video. Yes, today I'll be giving you guys my review for Glass Onion: A Knives Out Story, to sequel to Knives Out 1. Yes, now I'm gonna do this review a little bit different. You're gonna see a lot of editing and all that stuff. But this one we split into two sections, pretty much. A non-spoiler part will be the first part, and then the spoiler section will be the second part. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you guys a 2-for-1 because I don't feel like doing two different videos on this one. I'm being realistic. But hey, with saying that, go ahead, cue the intro.
Probably you, we got a problem, 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 it's probably you, yeah, we got a problem, we got a problem, we got a problem, we got a problem, we got a
So, like I said, this movie and this review will be split into two different parts. If you guys just want to get to the spoiler part, just click right here, or it'll show you a timestamp or something like that. So just, you know what I'm saying, just look at that timestamp part right there. But let's go ahead and talk about this, man. It's a non-spoiler part. So, this movie follows the ginormous success of the first one, Knives Out, where it's just pretty much a murder mystery, figuring out who exactly killed this person. And throughout the movie, it pretty much has you guessing, or maybe some people might have just guessed it off the bat, that, oh yes, it was definitely Chris Evans' character, you know? But some people, you know, were like, oh, I don't know. So that's how the first movie went, and the second movie went the exact same way. You have, one thing I'll say, you have nothing but a great cast, just like the first one. Straight amazing cast, and you got to figure out exactly who committed this murder, you know? But this one has a little bit of a difference. So in this one, the plot of this story pretty much is you have Edward Norton that plays like this huge billionaire slash trillionaire. This dude's just super rich, and he invites all of his friends over to play this murder mystery game. But well, when something goes wrong with the murder mystery game, well, the game starts to feel a lot realer than they supposedly wanted it to. That's pretty much the plot without spoiling too much, you know what I'm saying? As you guys might have noticed if you guys seen the movie, I kind of did switch something up so I didn't spoil something. Because if you kind of say the plot, you kind of do spoil the movie just a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Just like the first movie, this cast is amazing. Like I just said, Edward Norton's character, man. You have Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick, Madeline, I forgot how to say her name, her last name, but Madeline, I forgot how to say it, but she's a very gorgeous girl. You also have Catherine Hahn. You know, if you guys remember her, she plays Agatha Harkness in damn. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Marvel. You have the GOAT, Ethan Hawke. Yes, Ethan Hawke's in this movie. It's not really a spoiler because his cast pops up on the IMDb page. He's in the movie just for like a quick little cameo. Don't expect to see too much of him, but it's a fun cameo. So you have him, and you have the GOAT, the legend, man, the guy that really drives these films, and that was actually in both of these films. You have Daniel Craig, aka the smartest detective in the world, and he is the only one that's actually in both films. And pretty much his job is the same way it was in the first one. Figure out who committed this particular murder, you know? So, like I said, that's all I can say without pretty much spoiling anything. Now, another thing I want to talk about is this movie does not, I know this is a sequel, right? But besides Daniel Craig coming back, this doesn't really feel like a sequel. And I'm going to say that in a good way. This movie, to me, like I said, did not, it felt like a breath of fresh air to me. Cause it was like, I'm going in here like, oh, this is gonna be a sequel. You know how sequels usually go. They're usually not as good as the first ones, you know? But this one, I will say, is on par to be as good as the first one. And me, in certain instances, I think this is even better than the first one. And I'll talk about that more in the spoiler discussion, because in the spoiler part, I can kind of go deeper into why I think these type of things. But for right now, man, yes, the thing this movie does well, you know, you have a murder mystery going on, right? And it does a really good job at trying to chase your focus all over the place. Like, oh, is it this person? Is it this person? You don't really know, right? But what I thought this movie did really well that the first one didn't do is it balanced itself well. There's a lot of comedic parts in this movie, and they're really balanced well with the tone of this. You know, this tone is like, in some instances very serious. It takes itself seriously. In some parts, it's funny, and I think it really does a really good job of balancing those two things together. I think it did a better job in this one than the first one. You know, I can't remember the first one's even funny or not, but yeah, this one definitely will have you laughing throughout the film. So I gotta give a big kudos to that, because I did not expect that when I walked in. I was like, I did not think they're gonna come with the jokes in this one, but they did. So very, very great kudos to them. Another thing I want to say, great pacing in this one. Man, this movie is about 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think. It did not feel like it at all. You know, and I know I've been saying that lately, because I said the same thing with Black Panther, and I was like, yeah, the movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it didn't feel like it. But no, really, this movie felt like maybe an hour and 40 minutes to me. And that's just because the pacing of it. There's a specific point where there's a big plot twist that happens in the film, and it happens, I think, midway through it. And then it kind of like slows down a little bit to explain the plot twist. And even when it does that, it doesn't like fall off or lose focus when it does it. It just keeps on its same pace. And then you start to realize, like, holy crap, like, they're doing this. Everything they're doing and everything they set up is really working well for this film. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually when there's a plot twist and you have to explain it, it's like, you're like, nah, that's BS. Like, nah, this doesn't make any sense. But like the plot twist here, you're like, holy crap, this changes things. You know, this plot twist right here is literally everything. So I was like, I had to break that down. I was like, man, this ain't one of the best plot twists. But I think according to movies that I've seen, I think this is one of the best plot twists that have been done right, because they really explain it to you. Like, yo, this is the plot twist, this is what happened. And not only they explain it to you, they spend like 15-20 minutes being like, yeah, this is what's going on here now. You know, so that plot twist and the pacing on how they did it was just a complete game changer. And I think it made the movie better, because the plot twist, I'm not gonna spoil anything, it happened between a specific character. And when you meet the specific character, you're like, wow, what's up with this character? Like, what's going on? But then when the plot twist happened, I think it completely elevated this character. That I was like, wow, this is the most boring character in the film. And when that plot twist happened, it was like, oh my God, this made this character 10 times better. So yes, big kudos to the writing squad on even developing and even thinking about the plot twist in that. Another thing I want to talk about, man. Now, are all these characters likable? Yes, but are they supposed to be? No, these people are all full of shit, leaves on a tree, pretty much, just hanging on for dear life. But the way they play it, it makes it so fun. Look, I think if you guys really enjoyed the first one, I think you guys will really enjoy this one. This isn't a movie where it's like, oh, it's you're not gonna be able to guess the killer. I'm pretty sure, like when I first met a specific character, I was like, oh yeah, this is probably gonna end up being the killer, and I was actually right. So it doesn't try to keep you. Oh, well, maybe it does, because I think even when I figured out exactly who I thought it was, the movie still kind of tries to make you be like, nah, it's not this person. Oh no, it could be this person. You know what I'm saying? So, and I even said that with the first movie, because the first movie was like, I had Chris Evans being the killer the whole entire time, but the movie kind of tries to trick you, and I was like, well, I'm sitting there like, well, could it be Chris Evans? And end up being right. But I love when movies do that. Now, I did see a movie that I didn't think was a very good murder mystery. If you guys know what I'm talking about, and I was so mad because I had to see the second one because I had to review it. But this movie, Knives Out, I always think is so much better done than the Murder on the Orient Express or that whole entire series, man. The whole entire series, and I see that they try to switch it up in the second one, but it still, to me, just don't work. Like, I think I gave Murder on the Orient Express like one of the worst reviews of this year. Like, I was just like, yeah, there's so much things flat here. Everything that was flat in that one just works so much better in Knives Out, Glass Onion. You know, you can see these two movies are just like, they're the same thing, but they're just so different from one another, you know? And I think Glass Onion, Knives Out is just so much better than that. So yeah, man. Now, really quickly, I'm gonna talk about some of the characters. Now, I know there's a huge cast, so I ain't talking about every goddamn body. So first I'm gonna talk about is my boy, one of my favorite actors, Daniel Craig. Yes, Daniel Craig. I love his accent in this movie, and you can tell how much this role means to Daniel Craig, because it really feels like he's putting his all into this role. It's not where he's gonna be James Bond or do some action type stuff. No, he's just a sit back, lay back, world's greatest detective, and I think he does it so well in this series, man. Like, oh my, like, he's really what drives the movie, and like I said, I really feel like he puts his all into it. He's having fun with this character. So yes, Daniel Craig, just like in the first one, does an amazing job in this one. You also have Dave Bautista, you have Madeline, you have Jessica Henwick, you have Kate Hudson, you have Edward Norton. Man, just a phenomenal cast, and I'm just gonna say this broadly. I think they all did such an amazing job in the film. You know, there was no character that I felt like is like, oh, you're slacking off, you really don't want to be here. No, they all, to me, did such a great job. And the movie didn't really need them to be anything like superb and you gotta act. You know, it just be normal. You know, that's what the movie really called for. I think they all really did that very well in this film. You know, every single one of them. Now, really quickly, before I get into like any spoilers or anything like that, I'm going to give you guys my little quick review and say if you guys should actually watch this film. Let's just say this. If you guys really enjoyed the first one and how much of a twist and turns it was, I think you'll really get to enjoy and actually like this one. This one's not as grounded as the first one because you're dealing with somebody that's actually like a huge like billionaire, trillionaire, Edward Norton, which talk about him really quickly. He's the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel series, but now he's not the Hulk anymore, which he might come back, who knows. But yeah, he's the one that plays the Hulk, and I haven't seen him in anything recently. So to actually see him in this and actually be very great, and actually very good. Oh my God, I didn't actually, before I saw the movie, I didn't know he was in the film. And yes, he does an amazing job in this one. He was actually one of my favorite characters in the movie. So big kudos to him. But let me get back on track. So do I think you guys should go see this? Honestly, this movie has a theatrical release, and I think you guys should go see it there, man. Go see it with an audience, yo. Have everybody in there will be laughing. Everybody in there will be trying to guess who this specific killer is. And I think you'll just have fun with it, just like the first one. Now, yes, you can wait for Netflix, but Netflix comes out in like December 30 something, or I don't know when it comes out, but it comes out in December sometime. Go see this next week or whenever I talk this review. Go see this when the theatrical release comes out. Yes, I had a lot of fun with this. You guys can see that. Yes, I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait. I think I'm going to go see it again. But this will be my first time, I think, giving a review this. Who knows? I might end up taking it back when I do my spoiler review, but who knows? For right now, I am going to give this movie, and I had so much fun watching this. So much fun that, yes, I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10. Y'all heard that, right? Yes, I had so much fun. The tone, jokes, the murder mystery. I really felt like I was in a roller coaster, and I was just having fun. It was loops and turns, and I'm just riding with my hands up like, wee! You know, that's just how I felt. Oh shoot, watching the movie. Oh, I had so much fun watching this, y'all. Y'all definitely should go check this out. Now, with saying that, we gonna get into some things, y'all. Now, if y'all guys are still here, you wanna be spoiled, huh? You wanna be spoiled. I like you. You wanna be spoiled. So, this part will be talking about some spoilers. Spoiler alert. Now, I did talk about the plot and everything in the first section. So if you guys want to go see the plot and everything, y'all guys go check that out in the non-spoiler review. But we gonna talk about some spoilers, man. We gonna talk about some things. So let's get into this, man. Y'all guys know the plot. What I said it before. A huge billionaire invites all these people over, all of his friends over to his private island, and he's throwing a murder mystery. Now, one thing that happens is there's a very good plot twist. I'm gonna explain the plot twist, talk about the plot twist in a little bit. But Daniel Craig's character ends up ruining the whole entire game, and that makes for another murder mystery, which is actually a real murder mystery, you know? But the reason why Daniel Craig ruined Edward Norton's game, I thought was a really clever reason. It's because he was there for a whole nother reason. So I really thought that was really done well between that, man. And I know I'm gonna end up repeating myself. There's some things I said in the non-spoiler review that I'm probably gonna end up saying in this spoiler part. But let's go ahead and talk about it, man. The killer of the film. Let's go ahead. Let's put it out there, man. I think they did a really great job, but I did figure out who it was in the beginning. So some people can really say like, "Oh, this is predictable," you know. But I don't know. To me, I kind of liked it. But yeah, we ended up figuring out that Edward Norton's character is actually the killer. Which I was like, you know what? Like I said, I figured it out from the get-go. But then when I figured it out, the movie kept being like, well, no, here's this character's motivations. No, here's this character's motivations. So you don't know who did it. And I was just like, wow, I'm really liking how they're doing this. But yeah, it ended up coming down to being Edward Norton. It was like, I figured it out whenever Dave Bautista, if you guys don't know the wrestler Dave Bautista, so this is, like I said, straight spoilers. But so, okay, let me break this down. So it pretty much happens is Dave Bautista's character ends up dying in the film. Now he's always carrying this gun with him, right? And during dinner time, his gun is it's replaced, right? And then he takes a drink out of the glass and then he ends up dying. So pretty much, and Edward Norton standing right there next to him. That's what made me initially think, oh, it was him. And he just said that, and he's like, oh no, he took my drink. I was supposed to drink that one. Someone else was supposed to kill me. I was like, nah, bro, you probably I was like, no one saw you do that. You're saying you did that. I was like, you probably swapped glasses with him, and I was right the whole time. I was right. But yeah, so Dave Bautista's character dies. And then what happens is there's another character that's there, but actually here's the huge plot twist. So we have another character that's also there too, and she's played by Jadaline Money. I think that's how you say her name. Y'all don't give me with these goddamn names. But I thought she did an amazing job too. But her role in the film is a little crazy, and it's the plot twist of the film. So what her character is she is playing her sister. Now her sister died of a suicide, right? But we all know that that's not true. Somebody ended up killing her, and it's whoever is the one that killed her has to be the same dude that killed Dave Bautista, or the same person that killed Dave Bautista, right? So what her sister does is use her identity and sneak on and go onto this island, right? And she told Daniel Craig's character, like, look, I need you to come with me to figure out, because they're gonna be like, yo, one person there is gonna be confused on why you're there. One person already killed me, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So whenever you show up again, they're gonna be like, yo, didn't I just kill that girl? You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna be confused, and then that's how you know exactly who killed the Pacific girl. And I thought the plot twist was with her. I know I just did a weird job of explaining that. I know that was weird. I'm sorry, I need my coffee. But I thought the plot twist with her really escalated the film. It made her character interesting. Because when you meet her character, she's kind of like, yeah. And she's kind of quiet and off to herself. But the plot twist explains everything. There's a reason why she's doing that. You know, she's kind of trying to stick away from people because she's playing her sister, you know? So I was like, wow, this plot twist with her really makes her character more interesting. Like I said, I think it made the movie 10 times better when it did that, man. Because I was giving it a 9 out of 10 when I first started it. And then whenever that plot twist like escalated the film and made it 10 times better, I was like, yeah, this is a 10 out of 10. This is perfect. Yeah, I loved it, man. It was crazy because not only did I not see that coming, but there's a certain thing that happened early on in the film, and that's that everyone is wearing masks. And I'm like, wow, there's finally a movie that integrates the mask. Because you guys know this is probably shot, I'm not sure when this was entirely shot, but I think it was shot during the pandemic. So I think they did a really great job on like, yes, this was shot during the pandemic, let's include the mask. You know, now after the first 10 minutes, they ain't wearing a mask no more, but it was still cool to like, okay, finally a movie did it, you know? Include the mask in your film. I thought that was a really a neat way to include them, man. But yes, like I said in my non-spoiler review, this movie is a sequel, but it didn't really feel like a sequel to me. You know, you have a whole new cast here. You know, I know, and it kind of follows the same formula as the first one. You got to figure out who specifically killed this specific person. But I thought it really did a great job at feeling like a breath of fresh air. You know, feeling new. Feeling like, wow, like I didn't just see something just like this, you know? So man, and like I said, and not spoil thing. Like I said, I'm repeating a lot, but yeah, man, the tone of this film I thought was really set it for me. Like the first one, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen the first one in years, but the first one I believe didn't have as much comedy as this one, and I think this one it really did a really great job at balancing the comedy well. You know, you think it's gonna be serious? Hell no. They crack a hella jokes in this one, you know? So I'm like, wow, this actually really works. So, man, big kudos to the writing squad, yo. Big kudos. Like I said before, man, the cast of this film is phenomenal. Everyone, they don't really have to bring their A game. This movie ain't calling for them to bring their A game, but they do. Well, I guess. Like I said, it's not asking for them to act their asses off, you know. But I really thought, and my standout character for this one, I didn't even know this guy was even in the film. But my standout character, and it's crazy because I haven't seen this guy in literally years. I haven't seen him since Incredible Hulk. But Edward Norton, man, he's the killer of the film. I thought he did a magnificent job. I was like, wow, I haven't seen this guy. Like I said, I haven't seen him in years. And I'm sitting here watching him. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to get him in some more roles, man. Like, yo, I just want to see more roles of him just sitting there having fun. You know, like I said, he's the killer, but it's just he's having fun with it. And I'm like, man, I haven't seen this Edward Norton in a minute. So, yes, I definitely had tons of fun with this one. Like I said, I had said it before. I just wanted to kind of like explain a couple of things and talk about the plot further. But one thing I did like though, and I love with these films, is when Daniel Craig's character, which is one of my favorite characters in the film, when he ends up figuring out who killed the person and he starts to break down, no, you did this and you did that, and they start to like, you get to see what he's thinking. I'm like, yo, this is done so well, because I'm seeing some movies where they just mess the whole part up. But yes, when when Daniel Craig's character breaks it all down on who shot and who killed who, man, it's done so well, y'all. It's done so well, man. I know I talked about the cast further in a non-spoiler review, but yeah, man, y'all know I said it before, man. All the cast members did such an amazing job. Hey, I definitely think this movie is worth seeing on your movie screen, on a movie screen, man. I know this one says straight to Netflix and Netflix. I know all that, but I think there's a certain specific time where this movie's going to theaters. And guys, go see it when it's at theater, man. I promise you guys, you're gonna have a lot of fun with the people in the theater with you. You know, I had tons of fun. I was with nothing but press members. We were all just having a amazing time in the theater. You know, so yes, I think this is definitely worth seeing. I said my review in the non-spoiler part, but if you guys didn't see it, I'm giving it to y'all know what I'm giving it, man. A 10 out of 10. I love this movie. I loved it. One of my favorite movies of the year. Yes, I said it. You hear me? One of my favorite movies of the year. I had so much fun with this. Y'all don't even believe. Y'all like, Cobra, you ain't just say that. Yes, I did, goddammit. So yes, I love this movie a lot, man. I wish I could really say more, but hey, I just want you guys to go see it. Just go have fun with it, man. Hey, if it's our first time finding my channel, hit the subscribe button. Oh, really quickly, sponsor this video, man. Y'all definitely go check out Movie Plat. This is my custom-made movie plat for Avengers Endgame. Now, you're like, Cobra, what is a movie plat? Now, really quickly. So, a movie plat, and y'all definitely check out their website because they are having 50% off on things right now. But movie plat is pretty much, think about your favorite movie that you've seen, right? Endgame is one of my favorite movies of all time, right? So I was like, all right, I want a custom Endgame plat. So pretty much what it is that every one of these strips is like the same color scheme from the movie. So whenever I'm watching Endgame, I'm like, holy crap, every one of these lines match the movie. So it makes the watching experience even better, because you can turn around like, oh my god, those two actually match. So yeah, you guys definitely go check out Movie Plat, man. I'm about to end up putting this up, but it is amazing. Like I said, they got 50% off going on right now in their store. And at the same time, you know what? I think I could probably get you 75% or 65% off if you use my code CobraStar15 at checkout. I think right now, if you use both codes or use mine and their code, Man, you'll probably get 65% off on this. But yes, I think it's definitely worth getting. Man, it literally. I wish I could show you guys more when I put it up. I'm gonna put it up. But yes, man, this is what it is right here. You guys definitely check it out. It's really dope. You know, it's like every single line.